Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. As you know that we are discussing the core properties of language, that is syntax. And in this video, I am going to tell you that what is the syntax of WH items, WH word in English language. And if you are new in our channel, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for more updates about language and linguistics. Let's move to our lecture. First of all, you should know that what are the WH items. In the traditional language, we use the WH item when we need to ask some question. And these question words are called in syntax the WH words, the WH item. First of all, you should know that what are the WH word and how we can distinguish these word in syntax. And I have the list of WH word that you can see over the board. WH word are the what, why, who, and in this way you can find the WH word, and that word you can put in the class and you can ask some question, you can ask some inquiry. These are the WH items, and we are dealing in this video the syntax of WH items and how these words operate within the derivation and how these words operate within the derivation and make the sentence a questionable sentence. This is our core point in this video, and let's see the data. What is the structure of the sentences in which we have the WH items? First of all, you should know that the data, the English language data, and we have the data. And you should know the data, and then we will move to learn the syntactic structure of the question formation, the WH items. Let's see the data. We have the examples, and see, we have the very simple example, that is, he writes a letter. We have the example that he writes a letter. This is our sentence, and this is our simple sentence. This is our affirmative sentence in traditional language. And if we say he eats what, this means that what basically replacing the word a letter. If we put question, we can say that what, he reads what. And when we say that, what are you doing? And you are asking the question that what are you doing? And if he or she answer you that he is doing some specific task, and the placement of that task is the placement of the complement. And here the same reason, this is the placement of complement, the complement of V, because V selects BP as a complement, and at this position we can say that here that is the complement of V, because what is performing the same function as a letter is performing the same function. And if we say, but you should know that if we speak this type of sentence in natural language, you should observe the natural data, because in the English language, if we observe that this type of sentence is grammatical. No, this is not grammatical, because English language requires that every question word must be at the fronting position, and English speakers do not take this sentence the fully grammatical sentence. According to the traditional language, this sentence is also ungrammatical. And what is the grammatical sentence? No, this is the core point. What is the grammatical sentence? Because we have claimed that whatever the model we are generating, our model must generate all and only grammatical sentences. And see, what is the grammatical sentence? In English language, the grammatical sentence is, what does he write? This is the fully grammatical sentence in English language. But you should know that how this sentence has been generated. These two examples help us that how we can generate this type of sentence, that the question sentence, and see how this sentence has been generated and what are the mechanisms that has the certain properties, and what is the reason being the what has moved from this place to that place in the fronting position. What is the reason and why, what needs to moving from this place to that place? The reason is that because English language requires that every WH item must be at the fronting position. This is the parametric value of the English language. And let's see how we can generate the sentence, and we will apply the theory on the sentence, and we will tell you that how we can generate this type of sentence. Let's see. First of all, in this example we have the word verb, that is the lexical V, and according to our theory V takes DP as a complement. And what is the DP? The DP is what? DP. V takes what as the complement, and V projects the V bar and then VP, and if V projects the VP, it takes the specified position, and at this position we have some entity, some personality, some agent that performs some task, and we have the word he. This is our thematic layer, and this is our D structure. And then we need the case marking, we need the tense, and for this property we have another functional category, that is the I, and this is the present tense, and we have the present tense, because the requirement of he is does, not do, because he takes helping verb does, and in I projects the three levels, I bar and IP, and after that we have already claimed that every class have the clausal head, and if you don't know what is the clausal head, you can click over the link and you can know that what is the clausal head, because clausal head has some properties, because clausal head has force. Clausal head tells you that either the sentence is interrogative, or the sentence is declarative, or the sentence is exclamatory. This is the force, and this force is dealt with the CP layer, and at the over the IP we have the head C, and he takes the whole IP as a complement, and then it projects at the C bar and then CP. And here this IP has properties. This IP bears the EPP feature, and this IP has the case feature. For case marking, this triggers this lower DP and takes this DP at its specified position, and at this position his case has been marked at the local domain. And the question is that this is the local operation, this is also the local operation, and we have the word what at this position. Our sentence is not grammatical, because here we have the does and here we have the word what. We can say he does write what. This is not grammatical sentence. And how we can make it grammatical? This is our solution. Like I have the EPP feature and I have the case feature. If we take the CP, the force, we can say that, and even Chomsky claimed that, just like I, C also bear some features, because C is also the functional categories, and it performs the grammatical function. because it tells us the force. What is the force? And it has the head property, and at this position we don't have any head. We can, in the previous video I have told you that at this place we have that, we may have if, and we may have for at this place, but in this derivation we don't have any head. This is the head position and this is the specified position. And the feature of C is the two features. The feature of C are the two features. One is the Q feature. What is Q feature? Q feature checks all the lower domain and search if some strong word, some questionable word, this C finds, and C triggers this Q word and takes this Q word at its specified position. Because this is the requirement of C. C has the Q feature. Because C must check the Q word within the whole derivation. This is the Q feature. The second, if C checks the Q feature, why C moves this what at the place of the specified position, and how and why this what is moving and coming at this position. The reason is that just like the IP, C also bears the EPP feature. And what is EPP feature? EPP feature tells you that the specified position of that category must be filled overtly, and if we have this C checks the lower domain and finds some Q word, and this the EP feature of this C triggers the Q word and takes at this specified position. This is the reason that we have the word, the sentence structure what. Our sentence structure will be what he writes, what he does write. This is not grammatical structure. This is ungrammatical. What is the reason? Because in English language we see that this what takes some auxiliary, some helping verb, invariant. This is the helping verb invariant. If we place this helping verb at this place, our sentence will be ungrammatical. The second requirement of this question word is it takes the auxiliary at the position of head. And if we apply the locality principle in this way, our locality principle has been violated. Our theory is not generating the fully grammatical sentence, because at this place, because this is the long distance, long movement, our principle have been violated. But this is the constraint, this is the restriction over the derivation, because we have to control all the condition on the theory, and this is the restriction, this is the constraint on the government and binding theory, that model we have previously drawn on the board. The government and binding theory, we have some constraint, and this is the long distance and long WH movement. And see, in all the derivation we have the position head, a complement, head, the complement, head, the complement, and we can say that we have the two similarities. One is the head, second is the complement, and we can say that we have the head within the V domain. If we enter the I domain, we have the head, and if we enter the C domain, we have the head. The requirement of this C is it takes the lower head at its head position, because heads are strong and weak. If some head is strong, it triggers the lower head and takes at its head position. And if we want to construct the grammatical sentence, the WH sentence, the WH question, our head I moves from this head to the C head. This is the head to head movement. And if this head moves at this place, what is the reason? Because this is the strong head, this is the weak head. If our sentence is simple, this S is moving from this place and attaches to this word, because this is the weak head, this is the strong head. If some heads are strong, they triggers the weak head and takes at its head position. And here in this derivation, we can say that in English language, I is the weak head, because if we say this is the strong head, it must take this head at this position. This does not have any potential to attach this V, and we can say that this is the weak head, so this attaches to this V for morphological reason. And if we say this does not independently exist at this position and it moves at the head position, it means this is the strong head. If this is the strong head, because it checks all the domain for the Q feature, and if this Q feature finds any Q word in the whole derivation, and this Q feature trigger this Q word and takes at its corresponding position, and in this way our sentence will be fully grammatical sentence. And this is the structure of the WH items, and in this way we can generate the WH questions. And if we generate the WH question, we can say that the WH questions takes auxiliary at the head position, and the WH question will remain at the fronting position at the specific position of CP. This is our solution, that we are providing you the syntax of WH items. Thank you very much.